Many of the recommendations by Interpol revolve around certain protocols about how authorities go about executing trafficking in persons operations. Minister of Public Security Ramjattan acknowledges that it is highly likely that once a lot of persons become knowledgeable about where and when a TIP operation is about to be executed, the operation is highly likely to fail.
Because you're going to get sellout. Guyanese, it is something not nice to say, but we sell information, we leak information, and that's the difficulty. That is one of the things. And so we might have to do a vetting of certain officers that will go on these programs, and they got to be truly professional in their outlook and truly professional in their conduct.
Minister Ramjattan responding to the media on Thursday about engagements between Interpol and Guyanese authorities. He said that in the past, leaked information to the owners of the targeted establishments resulted in suspected trafficked females being hastily relocated.
And so that is one of the things that the Interpol is helping us on. How do we know who and who should go, and how do we check on those persons? Because, you know, the corruption and whatever else that helps in the non-enforcement of your trafficking laws can be a big thing.
Minister Ramjattan explained that Guyana will be implementing some of the recommendations by Interpol, and there is a possibility that some nightclub owners will have their licenses seized.
We are now taking some recommendations from Interpol to strengthen our investigative capacities even further. What happens with these crimes is that the victims do not want to speak. The businessmen get them covered up. So we have to now break the profit in this kind of crime. Because if nightclubs are going to get these girls into all these trafficking situations and so on, we might have to start seizing the nightclub's license. Of course, we need the evidence, of course.
Minister Ramjattan pointed out that law enforcement officers face many difficulties in relation to arresting and hauling business owners before the courts for TIP.
They easily pay off these girls and they pay off the witnesses, and that's the difficulty we have. Because for a crime to be solved, you have to have witness statements. And plenty of these girls are not English speaking to begin with. They're Spanish speaking. They're from Colombia, they're from Venezuela, they're from other countries that speak a different language. And then, because sometimes it's expensive to keep them in Guyana, you gotta send them back home, it makes the thing difficult.
The Public Security Minister added that the government is presently working with Interpol and will continue to work with Interpol to ensure that Guyana gets better enforcement and better advice in relation to trafficking in persons. Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Kristen Macklingam.